Howdy folks, I got this Tamarelo Tamarind Liqueur from a friend. She got it through her work because she was helping them develop this cork. I guess it's a one-piece all-cork T-shaped cork that they had to invent from scratch, I guess. I feel like I've seen other corks like that, but anyway, they're very proud of their cork. She didn't really want it, I guess. And so, like a lot of you, I became a sort of unwanted bottle drop-off location. Anyway, it's pretty tasty, actually. And I do have a fun cocktail to show you later. A few notes about tamarind liqueur. Tamarind is a tropical fruit. It's like a seed pod kind of a thing. It's tart and delicious. We used to use tamarind paste at the whiskey library occasionally to make like a syrup or something. And it's very gooey and sticky and kind of hard to work with. So having a tamarind liqueur is actually a much easier way of dealing with tamarind. Now this one's called Tamarelo. It's very sort of Mexico coded. There's a lot of Mexican tamarind liqueurs. And this one even says liqueur de tamarind on it, but it is made in the US. If you Google it, it says it's made in Oregon, but I don't think it is. I believe it's made in Colorado based on what it says on the bottle. It's got a very orange kind of aroma, very sort of tangy orange. It almost smells like a vitamin C tablet. Have you ever had those? Tangy, I guess is the word. The texture is sort of thin, tart, but not like super duper tart, and it's sweet, but not like cloyingly sweet. It is 15% alcohol, so not a whopper. It's tart and sweet, but not like crazy. But definitely has a nice tangy kind of tamarind flavor. Pretty good. I mean, I'm not sure. I wouldn't drink it straight, but it's gonna work out good in a cocktail. Now, as far as cocktails go, the obvious thing to do is say put it in a margarita or maybe a daiquiri or Mai Tai or other kind of tropical drink. But what I'm gonna make is nothing like that at all. It's going to be a stirred mezcal drink. I actually stole this recipe from the whiskey library. I was digging around in their archives to find a drink to make with this Tamarelo, and I remembered one that we had made quite a while back. It is called Hasta la Raiz, if I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. It was made by a woman named Adriana Alverez. She used to work at a place called Padí, which is a restaurant here in town. Sometimes at the whiskey library they would invite bartenders from around the community to submit drinks for the menu, and we would put their drinks on the menu for community building, I guess. Hasta la Raiz, I discovered today while Googling this, is the name of a song by someone named Natalia Lafourcade. I don't know who that is. I've never heard this song, but I thought you might want to know. Now, this drink, as I said, mezcal based. It is 1.5 ounces of mezcal, 1/2 ounce of our Tamarelo tamarind liqueur, and it also uses Elote, one of my other favorite Mexican liqueurs. It is a nixtamalized corn liqueur that tastes like a corn chip, like a corn tortilla. I did a whole video about it a while back. I'll link to that if you want to know more about Elote, but I love this drink for 2 reasons. It uses up some Tamarelo and it uses up Elote. Bottle reduction mode in effect. It also calls for 1/4 ounce of Carpano Dry Vermouth. I have a fresh bottle. It's only 1/4 ounce, and I've actually used Coca Americano in this with no problem. So I don't think the actual vermouth is that critical, but I figured I'll get the Carpano. Now, it also calls for a chili lime tequila tincture, which I didn't think I wanted to make. So I'm actually just substituting some Bitterman's Hellfire bitters to get some of that chili flavor in there, a little spiciness. It also calls for lime coriander bitters, which I believe were a local kind of bitters that we put in this, but I'm just going to use lime bitters. I previously was also putting in coriander bitters, and those are nice, but I ran out. So I'm just going to use lime and Hellfire, and that'll be fine. As usual, I invite you to experiment with some substitutions and see if you can, make this drink to your liking. All right, well, that explains it. Let's mix it up. Hasta la Raiz, I guess. Let's give it a taste. The balance is really nice. You do get a lot of mezcal, but it sort of integrates itself through the whole drink. It's not like one thing than the other. Tamarind and the elote just kind of soften the whole thing. Not sure I'm detecting tons of vermouth, but lengthens it out a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit of spiciness. You could go a little spicier if you wanted to. It's not particularly spicy, but it does give that little chili flavor. The aftertaste is definitely the mezcal and a little bit of those lime bitters, actually. A little liminess towards the end as well. It's delicious. I really like this one. I really like a stirred mezcal drink. If you know any good stirred mezcal drinks, put them down in the comments, because I'm looking for some more to maybe try out here on the channel. Tamarelo Tamarind Liqueur. It's pretty good. Sort of a niche product, just something very specific. But if you're into tiki, it might really go into some tiki drinks. Any kind of tropical anything. It's really worth messing around with if you're into that. Anyway, I hope that was entertaining and or informative. We'll see you next time.